How many people in the room, by a show of hands, have either done a short sale, made an offer on a short sale, gone through a short sale? All right, so we got a good majority of the room that has some short sale experience. That's great. If you guys aren't doing short sales, I guess, how many people have tried to negotiate a short sale on their own? That's a great question. Anybody here? Anybody try to put the paperwork together, submit it to the bank? No one. All right, well, you guys are smart because that's not what I'm going to teach you on how to do. I teach you how to have other people do the work, because guess what? Short sales can be extremely, extremely lucrative if you have other people do the work. Because the reality is, short sales, it's all about putting properties into your pipeline, because a lot of them, the reality is, a lot of them are not going to come in at the price that you need to. So if you're going to spend 40 hours of work on one house and you don't get compensated for that, and you're able to buy it at a good price, you just wasted 40 hours. So that's why leveraging other people to do your negotiations is extremely, extremely valuable. So there's 4 basic ways that I outsource my short sales, or that I have outsourced short sales. First one is short sale processors. The second, of course, is leveraging real estate agents. The third is having attorneys do the short sale negotiations. And the fourth is using title companies. So, short sale processors, they're specifically, they just process short sales. It's as simple as that. I used to work with a company out of Oklahoma that did my short sale processing. A lot of times the way that they make money is that they get fees out of the attorneys, because at closings the attorneys get paid, and then they get paid from the attorney, because the attorney isn't doing all the work. And again, they can be local here. There are, I believe, a couple different local, probably more than that, local short sale processing companies here, and they are a great source of potential deals. So I'm just going to cover the advantages and disadvantages of working with them. Again, they're very specialized, so they only do short sale work and can be extremely proficient. They can bring you deals. The negative is some of these short sale processors will require you to pay some sort of fee up front to even negotiate your sale, because the reality is, again, a lot of these short sales don't come in at the prices that we need them to. So sometimes the short sale processors won't even collect the paperwork. They want you to collect the paperwork, or they require the realtor or attorney to do it. And there's really not any special perks that they offer besides that. Now, real estate agents is a great source. So by show of hands, the people that did short sales, did you work with a real estate agent? Who did you have negotiate your short sale? Was it an agent? Agent? Did anybody use an attorney? Eventually, yeah. Attorney, a lot of times attorney will be involved somewhat. And did anyone use a short sale processor in the room? No, okay. So real estate agents are going to be, you know, your bread and butter to negotiate your short sales. But the reality is, there's a lot of real estate agents out there, and I'm a real estate agent myself, but they don't know what they're doing when it comes to short sales at all. To get your real estate license, they don't have a section that talks about short sales and how to negotiate them and how to work with Aquin or Nation Star or Bank of America. They're all different. So the reality is 99% of the agents out there, if you let them negotiate your short sale, good luck. It's already a low percentage of closing, but they're just going to mess up the deal, and then the person's going to go into foreclosure ultimately. So what I'm saying is, use real estate agents, but you want to be very selective. So I'll show you how I work with agents. So the way that they get paid is they get paid at closing by representing the seller. And believe me, they work really hard for their commission if they're the ones negotiating it. The reality is a lot of agents will outsource them. They may have a division in their office that does the negotiating them, or they may have an attorney do it. Now, if you're looking for somebody who specializes, let's say you have a relationship with your local RE/MAX, you might want to go to the broker owner and say, who's your short sale agent that does a lot of short sales, and then find out what that number is. So, real estate agent advantages and disadvantages. Again, there's thousands of realtors, so they are an unlimited source of short sale deals. And if you go to the broker owner, they can promote you to other agents in the office, and ultimately, they might bring you deals. Now, the disadvantage, of course, is that most agents are inexperienced. And the thing is, they want to be in control at the same time. But the problem is they don't understand how to properly negotiate the short sale. So a lot of times they're going to screw up the deal, and they don't understand the importance of getting the bank documents when the bank needs documents. And again, it's a low percentage of closings. Now, what I am going to say is that you want to try to find short sale specialized agents. These are different than the other agents I was talking about. So these types of agents will take care of everything. They don't require any babysitting, and they have a very high percentage of closings. The disadvantage, of course, is that they like to be in control. So just to kind of give you an idea, if anything comes off of my marketing that I pay for, that will go to my short sale specialized agent. That's just the way I operate my business. He does a lot of volume. He'll actually be talking at our meeting here in a few months, so you guys can meet him. But he does over 100 short sales a year. So, and that's closings a year. So he's negotiated quite a few short sales. He has a very well-oiled machine. So would I rather use him, or would I use somebody that really doesn't know where to even begin with a short sale? So the next person that you can outsource, and I have outsourced to, is attorneys. And they can be paid, most of the time they're paid by the bank. Sometimes you will pay them just like a short sale processor. The advantage is that the attorneys that do short sales, and the ones that do a lot of them, they usually, I guess it's not commission, but they usually make a larger check at closing than they do with a traditional, than just doing a regular listing for somebody, because there's a lot more work involved. Now, what attorneys are great for, because in the reality with working on short sales, I guess by show of hands, does everybody here know what a short sale is? I didn't even go into that. So essentially, a short sale is used when somebody owes more on their house than what it's worth. And so what you're going to do with a short sale is you're going to say, hey, Bank of America, I know this homeowner owes you $200,000, but the house is really only worth $140,000. So that's when a short sale is used. And in order to do the short sale, some banks now don't require you to be behind, but they do require some sort of hardship. So that means that the, let's say the seller, they lost their job, or they got relocated, or they got divorced. Those are all hardships. That's going to be needed to do a short sale, because the bank isn't even going to look at it unless there's some sort of hardship. So attorneys, if you have a sale date, the bank, a lot of times if they're a few months behind on payments, they're eventually going to foreclose. So what an attorney can do for you is go into the courthouse and ask for an extension. So attorneys are great in that aspect. So they're great for your credibility when you go to a homeowner and say, hey, I use this attorney. That gives somebody a little bit more peace of mind. And again, I've had short sale attorneys literally stop a sale date just a couple days before the actual sale. Oh, it wasn't 2 days, it was 4 days before the sale. He asked for the extension. So if you're up against a deadline, that's definitely an option you want to explore, is having an attorney. And again, I've had it where I did a short sale one time. I had an approval. It was a smoking hot deal. The deal, I had an approval from the bank. So the bank said, all right, Josh, we're going to accept $77,000. Okay? But we can't extend the sale date. And it wasn't that I wasn't able to close, it wasn't that, unfortunately, that was a verbal acceptance, so we didn't have it on paper. So what I did is we had the homeowner file for a bankruptcy. Now, when you file for bankruptcy, just like if you file for divorce, it doesn't mean you have to go through with it. So we had the homeowner file for bankruptcy, we had the attorney work with them to do that, and that automatically extended our sale date so we can get that smoking deal. So again, attorneys are great in that aspect. Now, it disadvantages a lot of attorneys, especially, they're doing a lot of things, they don't really specialize in short sales. I have found that most attorneys are not very good on follow-up and the low percentage of closings. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, which I work a lot primarily now, is title companies. So title companies, how do they get paid? They get paid by title insurance, fees. They also, so the title company I work with, they work with attorneys. So when an attorney is needed, then we get the attorney involved. Otherwise, we really don't need the attorney unless something specifically requires them to be involved. Now, title companies, again, they can be local, they can be national. Now, you definitely want to, if you guys don't, who here has relationships with a title company of some sort where they can walk in and they're on a first name basis with somebody? All right, show of hands. We've got very, very few people here. Do you know how important it is to have relationships with title companies? I can call up my title company and say, hey, I'm looking at this property. Is there any liens on it? They can run a title report for me for free, but that's because we built a relationship. So it's very important that you guys start building relationships with title companies. And again, not very many title companies are going to do short sale negotiations. So it's a very small percentage. So the way I work with my title company, I'll go into the advantages and disadvantages here in a minute. But remember I talked about all those agents who don't know the first thing about short sales? They have thousands of deals out there, and I'm not exaggerating, there's thousands of deals out there that they don't know what to do with. Because I don't want to do a short sale, it's too much work. I don't do that. Well, now you can go to agents and say, hey, Mr. Agent, on my team, I've got people that can negotiate the short sale for you. Why are you passing up that listing? That's potentially money in your pocket that you're passing up on. So you should go to any realtor who says, oh, I don't do short sales. Ask them, hey, do you do short sales? Oh, I don't do short sales. Why not? You can outsource every single aspect of the short sale where you literally don't have to lift your finger one more bit than you do on any other type of sale. So think of all agents that you meet as potential people who have those short sale leads, because the majority of agents that I meet, they don't even want to deal with them because they think they're too much work. So you need to educate agents and have like a title company, an attorney, or a short sale processor that you can then help those agents and then be that rock star, and now you're helping them put money in their pocket. So with the title company, the advantage for me is I can go into any office and I find out they don't have a short sale division. I tell them, hey, come with me. I can negotiate every short sale you have that comes into this office. You talk to the broker owner and he realizes that he just passed up on $100,000 of commissions last year because they didn't even do anything with the short sales. You are extremely valuable to that broker owner. Go to the top. That's how you're going to get a lot of potential deals in your pipeline. Now again, you are the expert, right? You're leveraging the credibility of that title company and you're making their lives easier. So again, that's a great advantage for you. Again, the title company, they're pulling title for me, they're doing the HUDs, they're taking care of anything. Now, the disadvantage to working with the title company is when you send over inexperienced agents, and the inexperienced agent wants to stick their head in where it doesn't belong, really, because they're, well, I think we should do this, or I think we should do this, and they're not, they're kind of stepping in the way of what the title company is doing. So you got to be upfront with these agents and say, the title, this is what they do. They do short sale. They have a division in their company. That's all they do is short sales. So let them handle it. Let them collect the paperwork. Let them contact the homeowner. You really don't need to be involved. You sign the listing agreement, the short sale addendum, that's it. Let the title company handle it. So you got to educate these inexperienced agents that they really should not be that involved with the short sale, because likely they will screw it up. So the keys to successful outsourcing and short sales is you do not want to be the person that sits there and collects short sale documents, bank statements. Let somebody else do that work. If you're going to do that, that's not a high dollar amount use of your time. You could have somebody doing that for very few dollars, or even free, depending on who you have those relationships. Again, have a top short sale agent or a title company that can do that for you. So you need to be the glue that connects. Everyone has a need in real estate. Again, I don't do short sales. You need to be the glue that connects them to that title company or whoever you're going to have them negotiate that for you. And, surround yourself with people that are doing industry leaders. That's what you want to do. I'm not going to send them to somebody who's going to screw up the short sale, right? I only want the best of the best negotiating that short sale, because guess what? I want to purchase that property. That's where I make my money. So, there's very, very simple ways to begin building your short sale team. It's a thing on the internet called Google. Just Google short sale processor, Google short sale realtor, Google short sale attorney, Google short sale negotiator. Set up meetings with all of them. Tell them what you do. A lot of the marketing, I'm sure a lot of people here in this room have passed up on opportunities because the seller says, I want $200,000, and you're looking at their value, and their fair market value of their home is $160,000. And you passed up on that opportunity. Why do they want $200,000? Well, it's because their mortgage is $200,000. That's one of the questions you need to ask. If that's the case, then they are probably a very good candidate for a short sale. And although they owe $200,000 and it's only worth $160,000, I'm going to try to buy that for $80,000. I'm going to try buying it for as little as possible. So, again, you can call local title companies. Hey, do you guys do short sale negotiations? You don't want to speak to the person at the front desk. Talk, again, go to the top. Ask for the vice president, the president. That's who you want to talk to. That's where you want to let them know what you're doing. And again, if you want somebody to listen to you, tell them what's in it for them first. That's very, very important. Now, again, constantly network and see where there's a need. If there's a realtor meeting or something like that you can attend, even if you're not licensed, it's a good place to network. Let them know, hey, I specialize in short sales. And lastly, you can give presentation to brokerages about just very similar presentation to what I'm giving you now on how to outsource it. So, why should people work with you? Well, if they're an agent, they can make 2 to 3 commissions on one house. Now, how is that? If an inexperienced agent brings me a short sale, they're going to represent the seller. A lot of banks don't allow dual agency. So the way we get around that is that I have maybe one of their friends at their brokerage represent me, and that friend only makes $500, but all that commission because all that other person is doing is they're putting their name on a piece of paper. So they're getting pretty much both commissions on the front end, Not only that, since they brought me the deal, I'm going to relist that same house with them.
Yeah, you do, right?
So that's where agents are dumb not to call you when they have a very good short sale. The thing you got to do is educate them on why they should be calling you when they get a short sale lead first. Because they can make 2 to 3 commissions versus they try doing it on their own, they're lucky to get 1 commission. So, again, if they're working with you, you may potentially give them short sale leads. Again, if you're doing marketing, a lot of those properties are probably short sale leads. And another reason why people want to work with you, you're going to make them an offer today. And you're going to stay in the transaction as long as it takes. So it doesn't matter if it's 3 months or 3 years. Because the reality of short sales is they should be called long sales. Because the reality is, short sales are not, that's not tomorrow. They're not short. Yeah, it's a very, very long process. But guess what? We're investors. Who cares if it takes a month or if it takes 2 years? We're going to stay in the transaction as long as it takes. Versus them taking an offer from a homeowner. After a month, the homeowner is already looking at other properties. They are not going to sit there and wait for a short sale to go through. So you need to educate people on why working with investors is the best buyer that they can have for a short sale. Because then the buyer walks, and then they got to start the process all over again. And it happens all the time. Now, this is the most important piece that you need to educate realtors on, is that low offers. We don't want to do that. That's a low ball offer. We don't want to submit that. Well, low offers are the best thing you can do on a short sale. Because guess what? They take a homeowner submits, let's just say the house is worth $200,000. And oh great, we've got an offer from a homeowner for $200,000. Let's go with the homeowner offer versus the investor offer. Here's what happens. Let's just say the homeowner doesn't get cold feet in this example. They wait, it takes 7 months. They get an approval. All right, we got an approval at $200,000. The homeowner's like, all right, well, I need, I need this faucet fixed. I need this toilet fixed. I need, there's a lot of issues going on with this house. And it's an as-is sale, so that doesn't happen. Now, guess what? You have a house, you have an approval at $200,000, but who's going to buy a house that's worth $200,000 for $200,000 if it needs a ton of work? If it's an as-is sale? No one. That's why most short sales listed on the MLS that have been listed out there for a long time and they have this crazy number, the reason why that is because they let a homeowner submit an offer on that short sale and it screwed them up, and now that homeowner went into foreclosure. You are doing these realtors a big service by coming in with the lowest offer possible, because again, let's just say the bank saw $200,000. Well, now the bank says, I want $200,000. I don't want to look at any other offers. That's what the approval's at. So again, if I make an offer at $80,000, and let's just say the bank says, no, we're not going to take your offer for $80,000. We want $140,000. Well, it may not work for me anymore, right? I'm out. But guess what? They're not going to have one problem selling it on the MLS at $140,000. Because now they know where the bank's at. So you need to educate realtors on why low offers. I mean, I've submitted offers on short sales and I said, there's no way the bank is going to accept this. And what ended up happening on a few deals is the bank just took it. I'm like, crap, I offered too much. Because when they do that, that means that you offered too much. If they just take your offer, they don't counter you, that means you offer too much. So when they counter you, usually that's a sign that that's what the BPO came in at. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And again, why people should work with you, they're going to keep getting repeat business. And you're going to make their lives easier. Again, what's in it for them? More money sitting on the beach. That should be your pitch. So your keys to closing short sales is you need to build a deal pipeline. Because just like I said, you're going to submit an offer at $80,000, may come in at $140,000. Well, you know, too bad. Well, that's why I have a lot of other short sales in the pipeline, because I know the reality is very few of them, I shouldn't say very few, I would say probably 80%, I gotta figure out the numbers, but about 80% of them aren't going to come in at a price that's conducive to you. Now, you may be like, well, that's a lot of work and that sort of thing, but believe me, I had a 6-figure deal on a short sale. Again, nothing in the neighborhood even sold for anything close for what we got it for. Some of my best deals have been short sales. Now, one important thing to do is the bank does, you know, again, somebody owes the bank $200,000. You're submitting an offer at $80,000. Do you think they're just going to say, okay, we'll take this offer? The bank is going to do their own due diligence. They're going to do what's called a BPO, which is a broker priced opinion. They may do an appraisal. That's very rare. A lot of times they're going to do a BPO. And what a BPO is a broker price opinion. It's a realtor who comes out. They're going to try to get in and out of the house as quickly as possible, because they've got 10 other BPOs they got to do that day, because they're only getting paid, I don't know what they get paid, like $40, $30. It's very, very minimum. So your job is to make sure the BPO agent, number one, steps inside the house. That's the most important. You need to make sure the BPO agent goes in the house, because yeah, they could drive by the house, and they're like, oh, it's worth the same as all these other houses. They're going to be driving by at 40 miles an hour and trying to take pictures so they can get to their next BPO appointment. That's why you need to meet them there, and then you need to walk them through the house. And little tricks I do is when there's something wrong with the house, you say, man, you got mold there. What? You know, it could just be mildew from the bathroom, right? What do you think that's going to cost to repair? Now, these BPO agents are not contractors. They have no grasp most of the time of what things cost. Their idea of what things cost are going to be more than likely on the high side. If they give you a ridiculously low number, then you can educate them. But most people are going to be pie in the sky values of what things are cost. Now again, this house that Bank of America, it's really worth $140, but now this BPO agent thinks that they should be in a hazmat suit. Little trick I do, if there's any kind of mold, when they come there, I have just a dust mask on. I meet them outside and I say, you're going to want to wear one of these. It's all perception, right? It's all perception. BPO is a broker-priced opinion. It's not fact. So you need to show them that this house needs to be torn down. That's what you need to get in their mind. And I don't always give them repair estimates. It depends. But if you're going to give them repair estimates, I'm going to give them the retail repair estimates. I'm going to have Pella come out and give me a window quote over $100,000 to do a house. I'm not going to give them my window company that'll do that same house for $8,000. I'm not going to give them that quote. I'm going to give them the quote from Pella. So again, we were talking about BPOs. This is the one thing. This is what's going to make or break your short sale. If you're not there at that BPO, you may as well may not even make the offer, because that is that important. And again, when the BPO agent comes out there, if the homeowner is there, sometimes they are. Sometimes I'll even have the homeowner. A lot of times I don't like the homeowner there because we're kind of beating up the house a lot. I've had it where the homeowner's there though, and I educate the homeowner on how to talk to BPO agents as well. I say, I know you may love this house. I know this may be the house you grew up in, but you need to say that everything under the sun is wrong with this house. So, and then another thing before I get back into BPOs, the homeowner. I've had the homeowner tell the BPO agent their hardship story of how they lost their job. Now they're losing their house. They raised their family in the house. Now the BPO agent is on your side. That's what you're looking for. They are emotionally involved with the deal. So again, the most important part is the BPO. Now here's another little trick if you're going to do BPOs, and I would write this down because this is gold. When the BPO agent shows up at the house, try to hand them the offer. Sometimes BPO agents will take it, sometimes they won't. Now, at the same time you're handing them that offer, again, you're not telling them you're the buyer. You say, here's an offer, here's our offer, here's the offer for $80,000. Now some BPO agents like, oh, I can't take that, I can't know. Well, guess what? You just told them what the offer is. Now, they're thinking in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, offer's at $80,000. I better be close to that number. It's not going to look good if I'm at $190,000. The offer's at $80,000, right? That is gold. So if you can take anything out of this, take that. Always tell the BPO verbally what that offer is. That'll make a huge difference. And again, how much do you think it would cost to fix XYZ? So, in conclusion, short sales are easy if you let other people do the work, right? One thing you don't let other people do the work is the BPO. You want to connect the dots for people. Establish yourself as the expert. Again, you may not know everything that there is to know about short sales. I don't. I know how to outsource it. So, but I can come across as a short sale expert because I have those connections. And again, you want to build a pipeline of properties that are, put them under contract. Because again, a lot of them aren't going to come in at the price that you need. And always let people know what's in it for them first. You're making their life easier if they're going to get paid multiple times.